Yeah, I agree with you, brother Vincent. But to be totally honest, the Moorish Empire did a number on our American ancestors here in the Americas. In fact, they were the first invaders in the 14th century who we fought off because we had did deals with them to have tobacco farms here, and they were bringing a lot of the Slavic and the Pale people here to work those plantations, and they actually double crossed us. And a lot of the damage that was done in the early days of that invasion was actually done by, unfortunately, Muslim Moors and also the Byzantine Empire, who was also Moors, but they were not Muslims. But yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, the Moorish Empire did a lot of dirty stuff to the American indigenous people. In fact, they in fact did enslave many tribes. So, and then they were overthrown eventually, by the Pale European, who kicked them out of Europe and took over the crowns of the black nobility of their landmass of Europe, which was the original nobility. So yeah, no doubt, everybody enslaved somebody. Obviously Islamic slavery is much more different. It has rules and regulations and has, mercy and justice in it as far as the Sharia. Obviously, a lot of the Muslims who did enslave people did not keep to those Sharia points and did a lot of brutality. But we definitely have to understand that the Moorish Empire did a lot of dirt. The 13 colonies were started by the Moorish Empire, or by black nobility of Europe. They're not, all of them wasn't Muslim, like the black nobility of England, the melanated nobility of Scotland and Norway and all these other places. The Byzantine Empire, they were all melanated. You know what I'm saying? But they were still Moors. I mean, Negro featured melanated people of Europe. And then, you had the Moorish Empire that was in the southern parts of Europe, and stuff like that. And in North Africa. So, yeah, it was a lot of bad things done. I mean, particularly to our ancestors here in America from the black nobility of Europe and through the so-called Islamic Moorish Empire that did a lot of dirt to our people here. You know what I'm saying? And, they actually, some of the symbolisms on the American money is from the Moorish Empire because they actually split the Americas. The warmer climates the Moorish Empire had, and then the colder climates was the Queen of England after the black nobility of England was overthrown. So, I tell people all the time, no doubt it's unjust to say that Islam enslaved anybody, but Muslims did enslave people and were brutal. The Barbary Wars, a lot of the stuff that happened to the Caucasian people, it was brutal. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that slavery was brutal, man. You know what I'm saying? So we do have to be honest when it comes to some of that. Definitely in the Americas, man, the Moorish Empire did a lot of dirt here, man. And that's why you'll find a lot of these so-called Afrocentrics or people is into that field don't like Muslims or Islam because of what the Moors did here in America. And then they forget that, hold up, Kemet people of Africa enslaved other Africans. There were wars between indigenous Americans. During the war, some indigenous tribes sided with the Pale Man or sided with the Moors. You know what I'm saying? And fought their own people. So it's like they forget that part, and that's the thing that you got to always understand. And once you understand history, you look at history from a person point of view, people and places point of view, and you don't, and so that's how I look at it, man, at least if you understand what I'm trying to say.